What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So The Witcher 3 is a game that just keeps getting updates, and it does seem like CD Projekt Red continues to improve the game, and not just for PC and consoles, but for Steam Deck as well, as they've added a specific Steam Deck setting. So let's go ahead and get into it and take a look here. As far as the patch goes, it is more PC specific. There's some DirectX 11 crashes for AMD GPUs that may or may not affect some of you on deck, along with some other visual fixes and quest and gameplay fixes. Nothing really specified in here though for Steam Deck or specific settings, though they have changed some things in there. So let's take a look at the menu real quick here, and you will see a Steam Deck setting at the top right now as far as the presets go. So we're just going to focus on the Steam Deck preset for this video. Now that's going to leave us with FSR2 Auto, which I'm not a huge fan of, or dynamic resolution being on, but that's what they're going with here, so we're going to stick with it, and everything left the way they have it. I would typically also be turning off motion blur and all of that, but they've got it all ticked on here for the preset, so I'm going to leave it all alone. NVIDIA Hairworks is off, which is good, and then we have everything else on low here, which is fine. I do tend to run the game closer to medium though. So if we get in and take a look, indeed, one of the areas I do test a lot here, we can see we hold a decent 60 FPS just kind of hanging out in this area, and I want to compare that to what we got in the last patch at 4.02. Now that's a mix of low and medium, so it's not apples to apples. I didn't test the game at low back then, so I don't have exact settings comparison before patch. But this still gives us an idea of what the graphical difference is from my old recommended settings to what their Steam Deck settings are here, and what the performance difference is for FPS and for visuals. I do like the settings I use over on the left. I think they look a little nicer in the game, and it still runs really well. But with this patch, the frame time stays really good either way, and the performance is very, very playable, especially for Witcher 3 here on the Steam Deck. So I think we see some decent little improvements here, and along with that Steam Deck preset that you can just click on for gamers that just want to jump in and not mess with all the settings and know they're getting at least decent experience, I think that's a pretty decent preset to go with if you just want to get the most out of the game. If you want to go through and turn off some of those other things that I would typically turn off, or maybe control your FSR manually for visual quality, you can certainly mess with those things as well. But we do get a decent frame rate, decent frame times, and a good experience still with Witcher 3, and I do think it is improved here even over the last patch, and it's definitely improved immensely for DirectX 12 over when the game originally launched with the next gen patch. Now, of course, not all areas are going to get you up to that 60 FPS. When you're in towns, villages, and especially bigger areas of the game later on, you're certainly going to dip down into the 40s, even with these updates, even with the Steam Deck preset and all of that. I mean, it's just typical for this game. It looks really nice here on the deck, and it's just going to have those times that it still comes down. You're never going to just hold 60 all the time, but the frame times are very clean, and there's not really any stutter, and it still just feels good to play either way. And like I said, definitely feels much improved from what we got when the next gen update first launched, and even from the previous patch of the 4.02. Anyways, guys, I just kind of wanted to take a look at this Steam Deck preset, see how it was doing here for Witcher 3. I've covered this game so much, I almost didn't jump in again, but I figured I'd take a look, and I'm glad I did. There are some improvements here, even over what we already had, and I think this preset's an easy one for you if you just want to jump in and one-click play. Alright, guys, thanks a lot for coming to check out the video. As always, I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.